All right, Stormy. So, all right, let's talk. I mean, I heard you saying you think you don't get no ONLOOK for being a weather worker, but I'm here to tell you that you do get ONLOOK for. But I'm here here to tell you you do get ONLOOK for being a weather worker. Yeah, I know I get ONLOOK from being a weather worker, but I feel sometimes, Rainbow, that I don't get ONLOOK for being a weather worker. You understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, I do. I kind of understand where you're coming from, you know. And I do want to tell you why I said all the things I said and did all the things I did. You see, when I first came here, and keep in mind, you see, Lucifer lied to me. But then again, he's a king of lies, and he lied to me and told me, oh, well, everyone on looks rainbow bright. Everyone likes God's, calf bringer or light bringer or brightness bringer. Well, what about the weather worker? You know? And I sadly believed it. I sadly believed that I wasn't getting any onlook for being a weather worker, and that folks were always unhappy with whatever the weather was doing. If it was spring or summer, they were bitching about how it was too hot, but then that wasn't really my thing, was it? They were mostly, bitching about rainstorms, why there had to be lightning and thunder in some rainstorms, or if it was in winter, then bitch about the snow, you know. Were they getting too much of it, getting too little of it? They never really seemed to be happy either way. And then some of them would then guilt me on the windstorms, which, yes, that kind of was my thing, but as far as gills and twisters go, no, that wasn't my thing at all. But everyone seemed to like you. They never really had anything bad to say about you as the light bringer, cast bringer, brightness bringer, you know. Well, that's where you would be wrong at, Stormy, because not everyone liked me as a cast bringer, or a light bringer, or or the brightness bringer. You see, the one who lied to you, Lucifer, he once was the light bearer. The name Lucifer is a Latinist borrowed name, and it means bringer of light. Well, he didn't live up to his name, you know. So, yeah, he lied about that stuff. The ones you should really trust is, God and Jesus. They're the trustworthy ones. They're the ones that always know right. Well, I know that. you know, without rain, trees can't have their leaves, right? I mean, and think of it, the snow, well, that melts and that becomes rain, so, you know. And I don't know if there's you have wind to cool you down, so I guess that's good with that. I really can't see any good in gills and twisters. There really isn't any good that comes out of those at all, you know. So it's not that folks don't onlook you, it's that they're more frightened of you. Would anybody say you're here frightened of me? No, Twink says. I'm not frightened of you. More of the thunder, more of the lightning that comes with many rainstorms, but never you. Yeah, and some folks, some folks, they're just never happy with anything, You can't make everyone happy. Yeah, Stormy, I wouldn't worry about seeking to make, everyone happy, because you can't. I mean, the only ones you have to worry about making happy is yourself, your friends or your kin, but really at the end of the day, you even can't even make them happy. Um, so I wouldn't worry about it. Well, yeah, thank you, Twink. thank you, Starlight, for saying that. You know. So, yeah. And that's why I did what I did. That's why I was, making those films where I said, oh, I wasn't getting any ONLOOK. That was why I ended up, doing some shameful scene. If scene's the English word or not, I don't know. When you were hanging out with Mar Luigi and then with Sonic and Tails, those films. Well, it's all forgiven. It's water underneath the bridge, and we can't do anything to shift what we said or did in the past, but we can learn from what we did in the past and what we said in the past so we don't do it in the now. And as far as the upcoming goes, we can't worry about the upcoming because that hasn't happened yet. And the only thing you can worry about is the now because you're in the now. Well, I love you, Stormy. I mean, I ONLOOK you. I mean, yes, when I first met you, we had a big rile over, winter or spring. And, in the northern half of the earth, for those who live in half warm, half cold half of the year, spring happens about this time or is. And then for the southern side of the earth, for those who don't live in hot all year round, or those who live in half cold, half hot, they're going through their fall leading into their winter. So it's not like your work isn't done, And you got a whole, and a lot of folks do ONLOOK you for what you do. But But when you work for God, you don't get any thanks. It's truly God who gets the thanks because he's working with you or through you to do it. And if you're doing it in his behalf, well, it's the same thing. Well, I just want to say, thank you, Rainbow Brite. I mean, thank you, Wisp. I don't think anyone ever called you by your true name in years. Yeah, a lot of folks hadn't called me Wisp in 40 years, soon to be now 41 years. And yeah, just know there are folks there who do ONLOOK you for what you do. Well, I understand that. And I trust in God and Jesus. And, and I love and worship. I love and ONLOOK and worship God and Jesus, And I'm sorry that I happened to sadly fall for the lie that Lucifer told instead of the truth that God told. So hopefully it's all past us now, Stormy, and none of that's ever going to happen anymore. No, none of that's not going to happen anymore. Before I end this film, I wonder why is it that the trusted the the SL toys or the LS toys, why you don't have your little whatever thing on the top of your bow, and why I don't have my little lightning bolt thing on top of my bow. I don't know. I guess they couldn't afford to do it. I guess they had to go with what they could afford to do.